until you have it all. My heart is yours.
Hi, back again with another song tutorial. Today we're going to be going over the song You Won't Relent as recorded by Jesus Culture, one of my absolute favorite worship songs. It's not that difficult. I just really enjoy playing it and I wanted to share it with you. I wanted to put my own video out there because I've never been 100% satisfied with the other videos I've seen that cover it. So, I thought I'd throw my own out there and hope that people like it. As always, thanks for taking the time to watch, to go to the blog. I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll comment. I don't take for granted the time that you spend watching these videos, so I try and make it something worthwhile, so I hope you enjoy it. So let's get going.
Won't relent until you have.
Okay, so the song is in E. And the whole chord progression is, it stays the same the entire song. The only thing that changes is the dynamics, which is the case in most worship songs, and we'll talk more about that later. But the chord progression is just a 6 minor, which in E is a C sharp, to the 4, which in E is A, to the 1, which in E is obviously E, to the 2 minor, which in E is F sharp minor. If you don't know the number system, we'll go over that more later too. But it's just a really simple progression. It starts out arpeggiating the C sharp minor chord at the 4th fret. So you have C sharp on the 4th fret, just this shape right here, your standard, A shape minor chord. And so it just arpeggiates. That's the riff. Of course, it rings out a little more like this. 2, 3, 4. So that's the first riff. It's C sharp at the 4th fret, G sharp at the 6th fret, C sharp at the 6th fret, then D sharp at the 4th fret, E at the 5th, D sharp at the 4th, C sharp at the 6th. Then instead of going back down to the 5th to the D sharp, it goes down to the minor 7th or the B at the 4th string. So again, all together, because it follows the vocal line. It's kind of like you won't relent until that kind of thing. So yeah, I can't believe I just sang on camera. Anyway, then it goes down to the 4, the A. And instead of just doing like it's doing like the A power chord. So the open A, E at the 2nd fret, A at the 2nd fret. Then it picks the B, the 4th fret on the G string. Then slides up to the C sharp at the 6th fret. So the 3rd of the A. So that whole riff sounds like this. Okay, that's the first half. So let's do that all together. And then on the E, instead of just doing like a chord, the open E chord, or what it's doing is kind of like a pedal tone riff. If you're not familiar with the concept of a pedal tone, it's where one note stays constant and other notes or a melody move above it. And you've heard it a million times, whether you know what it is or not. And so the basic idea of what they do here, instead of hitting the E chord, they're doing the low E string twice, G sharp on the D string, 6th fret, then back to the E string, F sharp on the D string, 4th fret, open E string, E, D string, 2nd fret. So you hear the open E string kind of staying constant underneath the line. Then it goes to the F sharp minor chord, and this is where I've seen, I guess, the most that I don't feel like is correct on other videos, because a lot of times I just see like a straight F sharp minor chord, which works. I mean, that's what the chord is. But what they're hitting on the recording is more of a F minor 7/11 chord. Not the convenience store, by the way. But it's a F sharp, E string, 2nd fret, E, 2nd fret D string, A, 2nd fret G string, then open B and E string. And so what you get is, so it's not as severe a minor chord as, you know. And it's, again, too, if you want to think of it this way, it's kind of like the A2 chord with the F sharp on the bottom. And so that last part, the E and then the F sharp together, is. So let's put it all together. 2, 3, 4. So that's it. I'll try and slow it down. It's pretty slow as it is, but let me see if I can slow it down a little bit so you can hear it. 2, 3, 4. So that's the song. You know, that keeps going. I know through the first couple times through the chorus, verses, chorus. Then when they do start to build it, they're just driving power chords, C sharp, A, E, F sharp. So. And if there's more than one guitar player in your band, as always, you know, you can be creative with how you play over the top of those chords. So at one point in the song where you know the dynamics are still pretty big and the guitar player is driving the power chords, you know, C sharp, A, E, F sharp progression. It sounds like one guitar player reintroduces the original riff, and it's pretty much plays it the same way, except to me it sounds like he's breaking up the C sharp minor chord a little more, because you know with the heavy kind of overdrive, you don't want all those notes kind of ringing together. It can get muddy, especially in a mix. So instead of this kind of feel, where you kind of get all that starting to, you know, bleed together and clash, sounds to me like he's just breaking up a little more, something like. The rest of it's the same. So that's it. That's the song. As with all modern worship songs, it's never really about how difficult it is to play. I mean, most of them are pretty straightforward progression-wise. It's always about dynamics, about, you know, letting the song build to a point. You know, almost any, especially slow modern worship songs, there's always a kind of a crescendo you're working towards. And so even though this progression is not hard, even though the riff's not that hard, you know, the challenge is to hold back and allow the song to breathe and allow it to build to the point it needs to. So when you get there, it has the impact that the song is looking for. And, you know, so that's the thing. Just pay attention to dynamics. You know, even with your tone, if you want to start really clean and have somewhere to go, so you can start out like. Then, you know, as it builds, kind of. You know, you don't think that a subtle change on a volume control would have that much of an impact. And it may not be an obvious impact, but you would be surprised at, you know, how much it impacts a listener and impacts a song, whether you're conscious of it or not. As different elements start to gradually build and work towards that crescendo that's meant to happen, you may think that, you know, just that little bit of change doesn't do anything. And the listener may not even notice, but it has the effect that it's intended. And so, you know, again, hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you'll subscribe to the blog, to the YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you have a great day.